A very good evening. I'm John Apankoko with Times News. Our top stories at this hour. Government says it has agreed with truck drivers to end their strike following Thursday discussions. New movement petitions government on 3 critical issues it says require serious considerations. In other news, commotion as fire partly torches Mount Soch Hotel in Blantyre. Well, these and other stories. Please stay with us. Our top story, Information Minister Moses Kunkuyu claims the government has agreed with representatives of truck drivers to end their strike following their discussions in Lero on Thursday. The drivers doubt tools to push for improved working conditions. Kunkuyu says there is a task force in place to look into the concerns of the drivers. Let's hear from the minister.
We came in to do a revision of the minimum wage, and also we did a negotiated wage. When that negotiated wage was arrived at, and the two sides had a position, each one side demanding 500,000, the other side compromising to say we can do 300,000. When 234,500 was gazetted, they, though reluctantly, but they agreed to it. But then the issue was compliance from the part of the employer. So we saw that it wasn't an issue to do with government, but it was an issue between the employer and the employee. And today we had to call the employer to be present so that together, we as government, we just do the mediating role. So today, we thrashed out all these issues. The issue of compliance, we have come up with a task force that will ensure that there is compliance. It's comprising of several ministries, but also the employers as well as the employed. And we've said the first meeting of that committee should take place within 7 days. But for today, we want to make sure that this matter has been signed to. And what we're doing tonight is to make sure that this understanding, the minutes and the understanding that has been done today is signed by both parties, the employer and the employee, that there will be compliance on the wages that government did gazette a long time ago.
But the drivers have not confirmed if what Kunkuyu says is true or not. The newly launched Malawi Church and Community Transformation Movement has petitioned the government on some critical issues bordering on food security, water and sanitation, as well as climate change. State Vice President Michael Usi has since described the petitions as a profound roadmap for the government. For details, here is Kelly Napolo.
Regional patron for the new movement, Reverend Zach Kawalala, says there is need for the church to collaborate with the community and the government to induce positive change. He stresses the church has a critical role in spearheading transformation, both at grassroots and national level.
So the petitions are one to do with issues of sanitation, water and sanitation. That's one of the petitions. We are asking that we need to take care of water. Let Malawians have good water, but as well take care of that which damages the water, that pollutes our water. The second one, we're looking at the agriculture and productivity. And our position is saying that we need to enhance agricultural productivity as a nation. That's one of the critical elements that we need to look at.
Meanwhile, Vice President Michael Usi has pledged to deliver the presented petitions to President Lazarus Chakwera. Usi has also called on the country's churches to exercise unity of purpose in conserving environment and mitigating devastating impacts of climate change.
Well, the issue of thin plastics is just an example of so many problems. So we have an overarching strategy to deal with these thorny issues. So it's not just about thin plastics, it's just one of them. So we are going to pay attention to all those. I know the issue is in court, so I do not want to provide much information, but government is very much aware of what is surrounding all this issue of plastics.
The launch of the movement started with a parade from Henry Henderson Institute via Blantyre Central Business District. The launch of the movement started with a parade from Henry Henderson Institute via Blantyre Central Business District and ended at Word Alive Church in Blantyre. This movement was established in 2022 under the theme Voices of Abundant Life. Among others, it inspires local churches that their mission involves looking outward and meeting the needs of their communities.
Now, Malawi Electoral Commission Chairperson Justice Annabel Ntalimanja has asked Malawians to trust the use of the elections management devices for the attainment of credible voter registration ahead of next year's elections. She says the machines are designed to address the issue of multiple registrations, among others. For the details, here's Sam Karimina from Mzozo.
Ntalimanja was speaking in Mzozo when MEC demonstrated to development partners, civil society organizations and media practitioners from the Northern Region how the machines work. She said, as a way of promoting transparency and accountability, MEC will soon engage information communication technology experts from different political parties to ensure they have a detailed understanding of the devices.
People should have trust and confidence in the machines, as you've seen throughout the demonstration. And the sole reason why we're having these demonstrations is to show and to showcase that the machines are just machines. There is nothing really to be skeptical about. So the public should have confidence in the machines and the processes that we're going to use.
The MEC chairperson emphasized that the new system will enable political parties to closely follow the registration process and gain a better understanding of the entire election process. Mzuzu Civil Society Network chairperson Edward Kantusea expressed satisfaction with the system but urged MEC to intensify its civic education efforts.
There are some concerns from the people that, for example, those who register twice or duplicate register voters, what will make deal do with them. But again, those are duplicate votes because they'll still be in the system. What is MEC going to do with them?
Kantusea also asked MEC to ensure that network issues during data transmission are properly managed. During the meeting, most participants raised questions related to the security of the machines, which were addressed. According to MEC, voter registration is expected to commence in September this year and will be conducted in 4 phases of 14 days each, while the official campaign will start on June 15, 2025.
On the health front, women with advanced stage breast cancer in Malawi can now have hope as the government is set to access life-prolonging drugs for breast cancer. Mark's Foundation says the oral drug has successfully passed all clinical trials and it's proven safe for use by women. Where's Gausi? Here's the story.
Speaking after a stakeholders meeting in Lero on Thursday, Mark's Foundation Region Head for Africa, Katharina Shippers, confirmed that the drug is not experimental but is already in use in developed countries. She says once agreements with the Ministry of Health are finalized, the medication will be provided to patients free of charge.
The treatment's already available at our warehouses. We are still working with the ministry and setting up the final agreements, but within the next month to 2 months, the drug should be available here within the clinics.
Advanced Breast Cancer Global Alliance President Fatima Cardoso expressed satisfaction with the partnership.
Breast cancer does not have to be a death sentence. So if breast cancer is detected early and if it's given the appropriate treatment, you can be cured from breast cancer. And even if it is diagnosed later and you're not able to be cured, with the appropriate treatment, you can live longer with a good quality of life.
In Malawi, breast cancer is the 3rd most common cancer among women, with very low survival after diagnosis.
Still with health issues, Health Minister Kumbizeka Ndochiponda says she is satisfied with the construction of the male and female wards at Balaka District Hospital. She was speaking this during the opening of the wards, describing the development as better results which President Lazarus Chakwera is looking for. According to Chiponda, the council has prudently used the funds allocated to it. She explains more to our reporter in Balaka, Blessings Makuira.
Council for Maintenance and Rehabilitation. You are aware that under the leadership and guidance of our State President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, we have started now, putting a budget line for rehabilitation and maintenance, and we did this looking at the state of so many district hospitals in Malawi because they didn't have any funding for maintenance, so most of them were in a very, very dilapidated state. And so we have introduced this funding, and this is what the Balaka District Hospital, under their council, they have used to construct the new male and female ward, and really the buildings, they are quite impressive, and the design is purposely built. Even the working station for our nurses and our doctors
And so we are very much encouraged by the good use of this funding. And of course, this funding will not just be used at the Balagatis Hospital. They are also busy doing construction of, I think it is a maternity wing at Gender Usiku Health Center. So this is what we are encouraging, these hospitals, that when they get to the funding, it should be prudently used to maintain, but also, to see what are the gaps, what are the challenges within their district, so that they can address them. And really, indeed, today we're here at Balaga, and they've done such a...
Still in the news, there was commotion when fire started torching part of the Mount Soch Hotel in Blantyre Thursday afternoon. The situation created panic and fear among guests and the staff. But the fire didn't last long before being extinguished. Now the hotel says there was no serious damage. Denmark Nanjadza is head of sales, marketing and distribution at the hotel and explains more to our reporter, Rueren Impasa.
Yes, indeed, there was a fire scare. The fire scare happened at the dump house. It's a location that is extended away from the hotel premises. And immediately after this was discovered, the fire scare was contained by our team from the hotel. And as the containment occurred, we also quickly activated our fire protocols, where indeed you did hear the siren go off. But immediately after that, we also went into trying to see what caused a fire scare and the fire itself to start. So we are indeed investigating that.
You're watching Times Evening News. We have more after this short break.
Food, and then suddenly felt the burn. Don't let heartburn or indigestion ruin your meal. Try Tummy Sid. It gets to work fast to stop acids. Tummy Sid. Fast, soothing relief from heartburn.
Moving on with the news, at least 551 caregivers in elementary schools are what the government intends to train within the next 2 months. This will be done with financial support from the World Bank to enhance the quality of early childhood education in the country. Director of Child Affairs in the Ministry of Gender, Justin Hamera, disclosed this during the graduation ceremony of early childhood development of 43 elementary teachers in Lilongwe. Esna Tembo compiled this report, being read by Fale Banda.
Hamira says the ministry partnered with the Synod of Livingstonia to train the teachers, equipping them with the skills and effectively teach and care for the young children.
The ministry is also planning to train 551 caregivers, whom we also call educators, under the support of World Bank, which I think will start within this month of August. And this is something that is within our strategic plan to ensure that we have CBCCs with trained caregivers.
Edward Kamtuzi, Executive Director of ECD at Livingstonia Synod, emphasized the significance of early childhood education, stating that it is crucial for human capital development.
We want to promote the quality of early childhood development services by building partnership with them, because most of them don't have the capacity to finance the early childhood development trainings. So we make agreements with them that the little they have, we can still more train them so that they improve their capacity.
One of the graduates, Emilia Jatsiga, expressed her gratitude for the training, noting that it has transformed her approach to teaching the children.
I'll promote the early childhood development in my country by making sure that each and every child attains the education earlier. Because when we train the child while she is young or while he is young, that means we have educated the whole nation.
The initiative marks a significant step towards improving early childhood education in Malawi.
Now on the cultural front, Ndauko wa Tonga, Mwato organizers say all is set for this year's cultural festival, which will take place on Saturday at Imsani in the area of Senior Chief Nkumbira in Katape district. The event, which puts on the spotlight of the Tonga tradition and values, started in 2017. From Zuzu, Feston Malekozo is the full story.
Speaking in an interview on Thursday, Tonga Heritage chairperson from Zuzu chapter, Harris Nzumala, said the festival is themed around environmental conservation. Nzumala made the remarks when Chibuku Products Limited donated 1.8 million kwacha to support the event, which has a budget of 48 million kwacha. While thanking the company for the support, Nzumala said they have not yet met their budgetary obligation and asked for more support from well-wishers.
This year we're looking at the environment. Our environment is our future. What we're saying is you agree with me that the situation in Malawi is getting worse in terms of environment. And definitely our theme this year around is we are hinting much on the environment, but we need to preserve the environment because that's what we rely on in terms of our day-to-day life. So environment is what we're stressing this year around.
Speaking recently, Ngarabe District Commissioner Roger Snewa said statistics indicate that the district is losing about 3.4% of its trees annually due to, among others, deforestation. In his remarks, Kesland Soko, head of sales and distribution for the northern region, said Chibuku is a brand of the people who form various cultural groups, hence their support.
It's very important, we're the brand of the people. So the culture is the one I think brings people together. We'll be part of it. By supporting the culture of the cultural festival, I think that we have shown that we are part of the people, being the brand of the people, so we cannot leave them alone. It's very important to be part of them. We have part, I think we have part to interact with them. We have time, I think, to sell our products. So take the brand to the people. That's the most important thing.
Mwato was established in 2017 as Nkarabe Tonga Heritage Association, only to change the name to Tonga Heritage. During last year's festival, the Tonga Heritage asked the government to consider elevating one of the district's senior chiefs to a rank of a paramount chief to help foster development in the district.
Now, stakeholders from Blantyre City and Norfolk, Nebraska, United States of America convened in Blantyre to explore ways to revitalize the sister-city relationship. President and founder of Norfolk Schools in Malawi, Dr. John Tika, says the partnership, established 5 years ago, was founded on the vision of fostering cultural exchange and mutual development. More in this report by Roden Pasa, being read by Sambanda Jr.
Mtika said the exchange of knowledge and resources between Blantyre and Norfolk has the potential to transform lives and communities. He says there is need to seize this opportunity to strengthen ties.
This relationship started some 5 years ago, and nothing significant has taken place. And with the coming of Honorable Chipiro Mpinganjira, approaching me, he said we got to do something. And we are very excited that we want to move the needle so that there is benefits that are going to come to Malawi, and also benefit that is going to come to United States. For sure, education, that's one thing that we're looking into, but we're also looking at areas like agriculture, we're looking at health, we're looking at a banking system, we're looking at tourism, and all sorts of areas that are here in Blantyre. They could very easily come and learn one or two things in the United States.
Deputy Mayor of the city of Blantyre, Councillor Isaac Jomo Osman, said there is need for renewed commitment from both cities. He said while there are some gains, it is clear that the relationship has grown cold. Hence there is need to reignite the spark and work together towards common goals. The discussion follows years of diminished interaction between the two cities.
Lastly, National Bank of Malawi says it remains committed to contributing towards improving the country's health sector and people's health status. It has since pumped in 7 million kwacha towards this year's Mothers Fund Run project, which is being spearheaded by the Nations Publications Limited. Shimumi Msomari has more.
Donations for this year's Mothers Fun Run will go towards supporting Chikwawa District Hospital's neonatal and maternal services. National Bank Service Center Manager for Henderson Street, Tamara Mtua, says they believe that healthy and vibrant people can make meaningful contribution towards the country's prosperity.
Right, we have assisted the Nation Publications in the Mothers Fun Run with money worth 7 million. Because of the initiative that they have each and every year, we thought it wise as National Bank that we partner with the good cause that they are doing. As you know, we are interested in improving the lives of the communities and the nation as a whole. So as National Bank, it's part of our corporate social responsibility to assist in the health sector.
Obrem Chulu, an editor with Nation Publications Limited, says the support will go a long way in helping them meet their budget. He stresses it is not on for women to die during childbirth.
The Mothers Fun Run is a Nation Publications Limited corporate social responsibility initiative, which started in 2005, I should say, as a way of complementing government efforts and the efforts of other stakeholders to reduce maternal deaths in our hospitals.
National Bank has since pledged to continue supporting the health sector for Malawians to have access to proper medical care. Through Mothers Fun Run, a diverse group of change makers from different sectors come together and consolidate efforts to achieve improved maternal and neonatal health outcomes.
And that's the news for now. A look at headlines once again before we go. Government says it has agreed with truck drivers to end their strike following Thursday discussions. New movement petitions government on three critical issues it says require serious considerations. And in other news, commotion as fire partly torches Mount Church Hotel in Blantyre. You can get more on these and other stories by visiting www.times.mw, liking and following our Facebook page, Times 360 Malawi, X at Times 360 Malawi, and by subscribing to 1895 by dialing star 1895 hash. You've been with me, John Apankuku. Good night.